Assalamualaikum. This is Pratusha Borwal welcoming you all to the English news from Btv-Chattogram. Let's begin with the headlines. Chief Advisor Professor Yunus to leave for Rome tomorrow to join flagship event of World Food Forum. Presiding officers to be given full authority and failure to exercise will be considered offence, says CAC. Month-long nationwide typhoid vaccination campaign to start tomorrow. Divisional selection round of Bangladesh Television's popular talent hunt program Notun Kuri ends. No advisor needs safe exit, but the nation does from irregularities, corruption and human rights violations, says law advisor. People pay last respects to eminent scholar and educationist Syed Munjirul Islam at Central Shohid Minar in the capital. Displaced Palestinians returning to northern Gaza as Israeli military partially withdrawn under Gaza truce. And Bangladesh facing Afghanistan in second ODI of the three-match race at Sharjah. Viewers, those were the highlights, and moving on to the details. Chief Advisor Professor Yunus will leave for Rome, the capital city of Italy, tomorrow to join a flagship event of the World Food Forum. A flight of Biman Bangladesh Airlines carrying the Chief Advisor and his entourages will depart from Hazrat Shahjalan International Airport around 11:30 a.m. Professor Yunus will deliver a speech as an invited guest at the main session of the World Food Forum. In addition, he will hold meetings with Italian Prime Minister Meloni and heads of various international organizations. In those meetings, the discussions will focus on global issues such as food security, poverty alleviation, and sustainable development. Professor Yunus is scheduled to return home on 15th October. Chief Election Commissioner CAC AMM Nasiruddin said, in the 13th National Parliamentary election, presiding officers will be given full authority and failure to exercise that authority will be considered an offence. He said the Election Commission wants to demonstrate what the rule of law truly means. The CAC further said, as long as presiding and returning officers perform their duties according to the law and regulations, the Election Commission will provide them with full cooperation and protection. He made these remarks in Chattogram today while speaking at a workshop on the election process with officials involved in the conducting polls. The CAC said, the goal of the Election Commission is to hold a transparent, fair and participatory election, and for that the role of trained, neutral and responsible officials is extremely important. Referring to the presiding officers as the heads of their respective polling centers, the CAC told them on election day they are the chief election commissioner of their own center. He added that the law grants them full authority and instructed that if any disorder occurs during the election, the presiding officer has the power to suspend voting at that center. The CAC emphasized that coordination is the key to a successful election, saying that there must be a strong coordination among presiding officers, returning officers, law enforcement agencies, and the law administration. He also informed the Election Commission establishing a central emergency response cell to enable direct communication from any part of the country. Typhoid, once a fever that often claimed children's lives, is now a preventable disease. Yet every year, hundreds of thousands of children in Bangladesh continue to suffer from the water and foodborne illness. To combat this, the government will launch a month-long nationwide typhoid vaccination campaign starting tomorrow. The campaign will be conducted in every educational institution, EPI center and healthcare facility across the country. The government aims to provide free vaccines to 15 million children aged between 9 months and under 15 years. Students from pre-primary to class 9 will receive a single dose of the typhoid vaccine at their respective educational institutions. According to the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, parents must complete online registration using their child's birth registration information before vaccination. However, children without birth certificates will still be able to receive the vaccine directly from the vaccination centers. This vaccine, which has passed safety verification by the World Health Organization, will protect children not only from typhoid but also from future health risks. The initiative is being hailed as a landmark step in safeguarding children from typhoid in Bangladesh. Bangladeshi photographer and human rights activist Shahidul Alam, who was recently released from an Israeli prison, returned home. He arrived at Hazrat Shah Jalan International Airport early this morning. Speaking to reporters at the airport, Shahidul Alam vowed to continue his struggle until Palestine is freed. He said, "The people of Gaza are still not free. They remain under attack and oppression." Shahid al-Alam expressed gratitude to the governments of Bangladesh and Turkey for their assistance in securing his release and return. A global platform called Freedom Flotilla Coalition started the voyage towards Gaza with the determination to stop Israel's atrocities in Palestine and break the Israeli naval blockade on Gaza. Politicians, journalists, physicians, and human rights activists from different countries joined the fleet. Shahid al-Alam was in that group. Subsequently, many detainees, including Alam, were taken to Israel's Ketzin prison. The Bangladesh government had been conducting diplomatic channel to ensure Shahid al-Alam's release. Earlier, Chief Advisor Professor Mohammad Yunus expressed gratitude to Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan for his cooperation in Alam's release and return home from Israel safely. The divisional selection round of Bangladesh Television's popular talent hunt program Notun Kori ended today. From this divisional selection phase, 960 contestants will qualify for the final round. On the last day of the divisional selection, the television center was filled with presence of enthusiastic participants, children, teenagers, and their parents from early morning. The contestants are captivating the judges with their spontaneous performances, and the judges have remarked that every participant is performing excellently. Launched in 1976, Notun Kori was the first talent hunt reality-style show in the subcontinent broadcast on Bangladesh television. Over the years, the show has produced many renowned artists. After being discontinued for a long time, Notun Kori has returned with its original name and theme song. Advisor for Law, Justice and Parliamentary Affairs Asif Nazrul said, "None of the advisors need a safe exit, but the nation itself needs a safe exit from irregularities, corruption and human rights violations." He made the remarks today at a national consultation meeting on the National Human Rights Commission Ordinance 2025 held at a hotel in the capital. Advisor Asif Nazrul said, "The government has made significant progress in reforming state institutions," adding that the remaining work will be completed by the next government. He further said the President has never been able to independently appoint the Chief Justice, as such appointments were made according to the Prime Minister's wishes. The law advisor hoped the people of the country will no longer suffer from injustice and oppression. The national consultation meeting was also attended by Advisor of Housing, Public Works and Industries Adil Rahman Khan, Advisor of Environment, Forest and Climate Change and Water Resources Soider Rizwana Hassan, Attorney General Mohammad Asaduzzzaman, Supreme Court Bar Association President Barrister Mahabuddin Khokon, and representatives from various international organizations. People from all walks of life paid their last respects to eminent scholar, fiction writer, essayist, and educationist emeritus Professor Syed Monjurul Islam. Tributes were offered at the central Shohid Minar in the capital after 11 a.m. Early, the body of Professor Islam was brought to Operagia Bangla at Dhaka University around 10:30 a.m., where academic students and colleagues paid tribute to his lifelong dedication to education and literature. It was taken to the Shohid Minar for people from all walks of life to offer their homage. Following the Johor prayers, his Namazi Janazah was held at Dhaka University's Central Mosque. He was later buried at the Mirpur Martyred Intellectuals Graveyard. Professor Syed Monjurul Islam passed away yesterday afternoon while undergoing treatment at a hospital in the capital. He was 74. For his outstanding contributions to literature, Professor Islam was awarded Bangla Academy Literary Award in 1996 and the Ekushe Padok in 2018. Now, international news. Tens of thousands of forcibly displaced Palestinians are returning to devastated towns and cities in northern Gaza as the Israeli military ceasefire and partially withdraws from the territory under the first phase of a peace deal with Hamas. Hamas, Palestinian Islamic Jihad, and Popular Front for the Liberation of Palestine have said they reject any foreign guardianship on the Gaza Strip. Gaza officials have called for an independent international investigation into war crimes and genocide during Israel's war. UNRWA has called for all crossings into Gaza to be opened, saying that there are 6,000 aid trucks ready to reach Gaza in hours. Israel's war on Gaza has killed at least 67,682 people and wounded 170,033 since October 2023. Meanwhile, United States President Donald Trump has said Israel's held in Gaza by Hamas and other groups are slated to come back on Monday as part of the U.S.-backed ceasefire deal. Speaking to reporters at the White House late on Friday, Trump said Monday will be big as Hamas exchanges all 48 Israeli captives, both living and deceased, for roughly 2,000 Palestinian prisoners held in Israeli jails. U.S. President Donald Trump said he will impose an additional 100% tariff on imports from China from next month. In a post on social media, Trump said the U.S. will also put export controls on critical software. In an earlier post on Friday, he hit back at Beijing's move this week to tighten its rules for exports of rare earths, accusing China of becoming very hostile and trying to hold the world captive. China dominates production of rare earths and certain other key materials, which are key components in cars, smartphones, and many other items. The last time Beijing tightened export controls after Trump's raised tariff on Chinese goods early this year, there was an outcry from many U.S. firms reliant on the materials. Car maker Ford even had to temporarily pause production. In addition to tightening rules for rare earth exports, China has opened a monopoly investigation into the U.S. tech firm Qualcomm that could stall its acquisition of another chip maker. 18 people are missing after a blast at a military explosive manufacturing facility in Tennessee of the USA on Friday. Humphreys County Sheriff Troy Davis said one person initially believed to be on site had been located at home. 4 or 5 people were taken to a nearby hospital after the enormous explosion that leveled a factory and that several are deceased. The plant in Bunks North, Tennessee, roughly 56 miles southwest of Nashville, specializes in development, manufacture, handling, and storage of explosives. The cause of the blast remains unclear. Aerial video from the scene showed charred debris, smoldering vehicles, and little remaining on the facility, which is owned by Accurate Energetic Systems. A light plane crashed at an airport in Australia's New South Wales state, killing 3 people on board. Police said the plane went down on Shell Harbour Airport about 85 km south of the state capital Sydney, shortly after taking off around 8:10 a.m. on Saturday. Aerial footage of the crash site on the Australian Broadcasting Corp news site showed charred wreckage of the plane on a runway. Now, sports news. Cricket. Bangladesh is facing Afghanistan in the second ODI of 3-match series at the Sharjah Cricket Stadium. Afghanistan have won the toss and opted to bat first. The Afghans are 1-0 up to the 3-match series, and a win here would help them to a series victory. Bangladesh have made 2 changes, with Mustafizur Rahman and Rishad Hussain replacing Taskin Ahmed and Hassan Mahmood.